Welcome to a new series on my channel called First Watch, where there's been a few movies released in my life that I've never seen before because I was living under a rock or something. And just like Cinematic Shuffle, I've created a list of these movies and I'll be shuffling them every so often. Maybe once a week or so. And yeah, there's a few movies on the list that I feel like I have seen before, but it was so long ago that I don't actually remember anything about them anyway. But I know for darn certain I've never once seen Before Sunrise, which is often considered one of the best romance films ever made, period. Let's talk about it. Before Sunrise tells the story of two strangers that meet on a train and decide on a whim to get off the train together and spend the rest of the night talking and falling in love. Strap yourselves in, guys, because sometimes I'm known a bit for my hot takes on film, and once again, I'm about to have one. I don't get the hype. I definitely don't understand why it ended up having a trilogy. This isn't even a movie. It isn't. There's no plot. There's not even ups and downs for the people in the movie, and there's barely even an ending. All it legitimately is two people talking about what seems to be random stuff from beginning to end. That's it. Now look, it is different than what you would normally expect, so it's original. I also think that these two main actors have tremendous amount of chemistry together. I think that the dialogue is so natural and real that I oftentimes found myself automatically questioning if the entire movie was ad-libbed, which is a benefit for the screenwriting aspect of the film. Bravo! I think that there are certainly sequences of the film that for whatever reason stood out and I'll remember for a while, like the poem writing scene, the palm reading scene, the train car scene, the two in the cafe or whatever they were at that were talking on the handphones, even the pinball machine scene. I honestly have a hard time explaining why it's so memorable, but it is. But it's not a movie. There is no end goal. And again, no real ups and downs, so no real narrative obstacles either. No villain, no opposing force against them except maybe time. It literally is just people talking. There's almost no music in the film either, I guess, which helps it feel that much more real. I believe the idea of the movie is answering those what-if questions that you might have later in life. You think back 20 years, 30 years, whatever, about that stranger you met once and you wonder, what if you tried with them? What if you spent the entire day with them? How different would your life look today? It's a compelling question, don't get me wrong, and the way the film plays out is indeed endearing and charming, and our two leads here and their chemistry together are certainly likable enough. I think in general it's an easy watch through and through, but I can't say it enough, it's not a movie. It's not. It has absolutely no narrative. It just keeps going and going and going, and if I were asked on where it would end, I would have a hard time telling you. Yes, it needs to end at least 12 hours when the day is new, but what's stopping the movie from literally being 12 hours long? Nothing. There's no narrative arc. I mean, it begins with one, yes, there's an introduction and an inciting incident, which is when they meet on the train and they decide to leave together. But there's no obstacles because they aren't heading towards a climax or a goal. There is no ups and downs with them as characters. There is no epiphany moment or climax. And there's barely even an end, like I said. I don't get why it's perceived as one of the best romance films out there, because it's so relatable and realistic and plausible. Maybe, but from a filmmaking perspective, when I think about everything going on behind the scenes, I can't really say that the cinematography is unforgettable. The filming location of where they end up on their journey, it's not bad. And that goes into the production design, I guess. The editing, also, that's fine, but it's mostly just long shots of these people having long-winded speeches together, just talking about their life. Again, dialogue's great, strong even, as is the performances all around, but it's not a movie. It's barely even a story. If it was, it's incomplete. Let's break down my final score for a second, which I rated Before Sunrise B- letter grade. Final overall score of 71%. 71 out of 100 possible stars. Looking at my breakdown even further, you'll see my unbiased score is 68%. My biased score is a little bit higher at 74%, all of which basically means that the movie isn't terrible. But it's far from this idea of perfection that everybody and their mom seems to have about it. 68% for technical score absolutely mimics my idea that the story here is incomplete. It's missing elements that would easily make it better. My bias score of 74%, however, like I said, easy watch. It is. I don't immediately want to see it again, but I'm not against a rewatch, and I don't think that I'll be clamoring over myself to watch the sequels either. But if they come up, they come up. Whatever, I'll watch. It is what it is, guys. Let me know your thoughts about this movie in the comment section down below. Are the other films in the series identical to how this film played out? Please let me know. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next installment of First Watch. And until then, peace out.